What we're talking about is fears. Fears, which is false evidence appearing real. See, what we do, we create these fears in our life, and they wrap us up. They get us in such a state that we are limited to what we can do. If you really want to annihilate, get rid of, change the meaning of a fear in your life, then today is your day to play at 100% and really enjoy this process. So firstly, what I want you to do is just access that feeling of fear. Just identify the content of what causes that fear. Is the fear like fear for public speaking, or fear of spiders, or fear of heights? Is the feeling in your chest, or is it in your stomach? Where is the feeling when you access that in your body? Okay, I just want you to identify where it is. Okay, now I want you to identify whether it has a color. Is there a color to it? And if it had a color, what color would it be? Okay, there's no right or wrong answer here too, so just play it 100%. The first thing that pops up into your head is usually the right answer. I know with spiders it can be our imagination. A small spider will be huge, and that spider will actually be coming at us in that huge mega size, and that causes the fear, because we're creating a picture of a hideous event or a hideous experience, because it's this little spider huge coming at you, and that's what causes that emotional response. So if you are afraid of spiders, if you are have a fear of speaking, if you have a fear of heights, then you can really identify those feelings, sounds and pictures of that fear, and I want you to put that aside. Okay, now how we're going to annihilate this fear, what I want you to do is think of yourself in your imagination that in front of you is a circle. Okay, it can be drawn on the floor, or it could just be a sense of a circle in front of you. Okay, and in this circle we're going to call it our circle of power. What does that mean? All it is we're creating a neurological pathway in our head. We're anchoring power, or a resource anchor, inside our brain. And how we're going to do that is we're going to step into that. We're going to talk about three things that access power, and we're going to put feelings, sounds and pictures to those words, and then we're going to step into the circle. And then what I want you to do is allow those feelings to rise, and as those feelings, pictures and sounds rise, turning up the color, turning up the sound, making it electric, making it exciting, I want you to anchor that. You can either anchor it by just clasping your two hands down like that, but by your side, so that you can access that feeling, and then step out. Stepping out of the circle. So that circle of power, and you can do this anywhere you want. So today what we're going to do, we're going to anchor you feeling strong, you being confident, and you being unstoppable. So what I'd like you to do is remember a time when you felt totally strong. Okay, and I want you to step into that time, you being totally strong, seeing what you see, hearing what you heard, and feeling what you felt. And as those feelings of strength rise up inside you, I want you to step into the circle, allowing those feelings of strength to rise up into you, and I want you to anchor them now. Okay, great. Now I want you to step out. Because what we're doing, we're placing all those feelings, all those pictures, all those sounds in that circle. So we're calling it, we're creating a resource anchor, and we're stacking these resources so that we can really intensify the sound, intensify the feelings, intensify the pictures. Okay, great. So we've got strength in the circle, you being totally strong. Okay, now confidence. Now remember a time when you were totally confident. Now I want you to step into that time of you being totally confident, seeing what you saw, hearing what you heard, and feeling what you felt. You being totally confident. Now, and as you're feeling of totally confident, seeing what you saw, hearing what you heard, and feeling what you felt, I want you to allow that feeling to rise up in you, or you being totally confident. I want you to step into the circle of strength and power, you being strong, you being confident, and allow those feelings to rise up, and then anchor those. Excellent. Now step out. Okay, so what we've placed in the circle of power is strength and confidence. A time when you were totally strong and you felt totally strong, and now one of you being totally confident. Great. Now I want you to remember a time when you were unstoppable. Do you remember a time when you were unstoppable, whether it was in sport, whether it was at school, whether it was at work, whether it was in your family environment, whether it was with friends, where you were unstoppable? You remember a time? So step into that time when you are unstoppable. See what you saw, hear what you heard, and feel what you felt. And as you allow those feelings, those pictures, those sounds start to really start to increase, turning them up, allow that feeling to energize throughout your whole entire body. And as it rises up, you'll know when it peaks. I want you to step into the circle and anchor those feelings. So I've anchored strength, confidence, and unstoppable. Excellent. Now step out of the circle. Okay, so we've placed 3 powerful resources in. Great. So what did you have for breakfast today or yesterday? Do you remember? Yeah. Now what we want to do now is we are going to I want you to access that fear. Okay? Remembering that fear. Okay? And as that fear starts to rise up, that feeling, wherever that feeling was, remembering where that feeling was, whether it had color, what color it was, whether there was sound, whether you could see a picture, okay? And as that starts to rise up, I want you to step into that circle and fire that anchor. Strength, confidence, you being unstoppable. Okay, great, and then step out. Okay, now what we're going to do is we're going to do that again. So I want you to remember that fear, and as those feelings of fear rise up, as soon as those feelings start to rise up, I want you to step into the circle and fire the anchor. Breathe in, strength, confidence, unstoppable. And as you breathe out, step out. Great. Let's do it again. Okay, what we're going to do, circle of power in front of us, remembering that fear. Remember those feelings, pictures and sound of the fear. When those pictures, sounds and feelings start to rise up, that feeling starts to rise up, I want you to step into that circle and fire the anchor. Taking a breath. As you breathe out, step out of the circle. Good job. Excellent. What are you noticing? Are you noticing a difference? Are you noticing the feelings starting to suppress, starting to cancel out? Okay? All right. If you're not, that's okay. We can just keep doing it. Just keep doing it. Okay? Alright, now I want you to remember that feeling. Those feelings, that picture, sound, and feelings of fear. As you allow that fear, that content of fear start to rise, whatever that fear was, may or may not have been. And as that, whatever those feelings start, as soon as they start to rise up, I want you to step into the circle and fire the anchor. Strength, confidence, unstoppable. And allow those feelings of strength and you being unstoppable and you having total confidence resonate inside your body. Seeing the picture, seeing the sound, seeing the picture, unstoppable. People clapping, people cheering, the music energizing you, and then step out. Great. Okay. Now, if you want to do this a couple of more times, that's great. Now, you can use this as a resource anchor, that anchor of unstoppable confidence and power, strength. And you can use that whenever you need it. You know, I know it's very much like if I'm getting up in front to speak on a day, if I'm going to speak in front of a group of people, depending on how big the crowd is, I fire that anchor. I have a resource anchor, which is that one there, and it just gives me that power, that strength, that ready to go, for action. And you can have that with you, that resource with you, and use it anytime you want. Now, tell your family, friends about this. If anyone that you know has a fear that they would like to get rid of in their life, allow yourself to go from fear to freedom. Well, this is Mark Holland from markholland.com.au. Have a fantastic day, and remember, stay happy.